What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. Alright guys, it looks like Gouken is finally here and we've got updated notes on the day of. Normally we get these, at least a patch notes day before, but hey, you know what? I'll take them as they come. And fun little fact, we actually have everybody on the actual screen officially in the game now. If you can see here, Gouken is actually the only missing piece. Now that he's out, we are all set for a full universe of Street Fighter characters finally covering the screen. So I'm pretty excited about that. Alright, update notes. Let's talk about a few things. A lot has happened today. A lot. So if you are just joining Street Fighter Duel, you're getting quite a few good things in the quality of life features. Some not so good things, and I want to talk about those real quick. And we're going to go through everything essentially today. That is Gouken, Fighter Realm, Gouken Summons, Gouken Initial Review, updated patch notes, quality of life stuff, etc. Right? And then we're going to do the event. We'll hopefully, it's the same as Eva Ryu event, essentially 4 tiers, gated. There's the whole Battle Lust pass setup, etc. Right? So we're going to go through all that. So Gouken is limited time trials added. Gouken's EX move is added, which we'll talk about as well. Fighter news, which is a new feature that's going to be on the top of your, right beside your player profile. It looks like a little newspaper, and it gives you like news of things that are happening in your battle zone. Kind of a cool thing, to be honest with you. I'm okay with that. So new fighter development feature called Soul Power. Now this is an interesting one. This is the one that is kind of a double-edged sword here. So it's going to give obviously spenders a bigger advantage now than they ever had, but it only applies to certain units, and we'll talk about those units as well. Upcoming events: Secret Training, City Pursuit, Path of Trials, Rose Divination, which is the tarot cards, which is the best resources one. Draft Mode, Surging, which is going to be a new, rather than Firewall, probably be a new one, a new extra edition event or element into the stage. Trial of Justice, which is going to be the one that's Shadow Loot related, and then Lucky Treasure, which is currently out. So some of these are actually out right now. So a couple of miscellaneous changes. Optimized screen for Super Showdown. They've actually split them up. So Final Showdown is on its own now. Now you have ladder matches as the new thing. Optimized speed of boost zone accumulation when idle, which is amazing that they did that. We all need that for FS30s and up, or FS10, 0 to 30s, I should say. Preview function added for backgrounds, so you can see your background before you add it. 6 new puzzle maps for Wonderland training, so more loot for free. Well, a couple puzzles, I mean, it's not the end of the world. So, Shelter Fix. Fixed error that caused Shelter Shield to disappear after a while, which means even if it was on you, the animation was gone, right? So, couple really big fixes have happened. This is the video I had to take down, unfortunately, but here it is right here. So, again, thank you to the CR rep and the devs for making these changes. I'm fairly happy about this. So, fixed error that prevented Chun-Li's passive skill from taking effect in certain situations. Very vague in certain situations. I'm assuming when she's in tag, so we'll have to test that out to see if she works now. If anyone has already done the testing, please let me know in the comment section. You will save me some time, but I really hope they have fixed that part of it. Next up, fixed errors that prevented Summer Yang's vehicle passive from shielding allied fighters. This was definitely something that a lot of people noticed, and I'm glad they put it up and fixed it because that's been reported numerous times in the Discord of things that need to be done. And then lastly, fixed error that prevented Gen's fighting spirit effect on level 30. I was told today that he does do more now with his mirror image, which is great. I'm not sure if it's going to work exactly as they wrote it, but again, some testing and some things to do. So let's jump into the game real quick and let's see the quality of life features, and I'm going to talk about them real quick, and then we'll do an initial review of Gouken's Gouken in general in this video as well, and then I'll see if I'm going to go for him. So first off, Fighter Realm, just so you guys are aware, I have completed it on my main account. I will do a video on my free-to-play account. It was super easy. Gouken is insanely good, and he's different than what was reported yesterday. Okay, so first off, the newsletter, or news flash, here it is right there, right? You guys can see here, everyone who's done anything in this game, in your battle zone, that's, I guess, worth noting. They will put it up here so you guys can kind of look, give it a thumbs up if you want, etc. I've been doing that for everybody. Event-wise, Faceless Void, this is out. When ally fighter gains Steel Thunder, they also gain 5% crit. Affected gameplay will be Crusades and Avoid Awakening. I will do a training supplies video for you guys as well in terms of what to go for. So that'll be covered very soon. Honor Treasure, this is still existing, still a really good event. Highly recommend completing these and getting these out of the way. Street Art is almost done as well too. I have one more boss to kill here, and you guys can get your free T-Kami or Jury, whatever you plan to go for. I hope it's T-Kami, because she's a much better unit. Limited time experience. This is just what's happening here in terms of Gouken. This is the trial, and I'll do this with you on my free-to-play account. And then incredible rewards, currently the 200% on bounties, okay? Void Awakening. So you guys can see the animation. It looks pretty badass, not going to lie. I love the temple. I love that his dojo. It's a very similar setup as to Gouken. So sick. It's a very similar setup to, like I said, E-Ryu, where you have your Void Tower here, where you're fighting some bosses. Again, we will do this again together. You'll have the Battle Lust feature again, like E-Ryu, which you can level up the Battle Lust and EX move. And then you're also going to be doing the actual fight itself. Okay, so that's, I believe, Disciplinary Rival here. Currently it's Ken, then it's Mad Ryu, then it's going to be Evil Ryu, then Akuma. You guys can see here people have different variable notches to hit, and it's most likely going to be 3 teams. So let's just take a quick look here, and it's going to be most likely 3 team battles. Oh, I hate this. Okay, anyways, back to that's I'm not surprised by that though. Lucky Treasure is available right now as well too, so you guys can put in everything in here that you want. I was just testing it out. I'm probably going to stick with this, to be honest with you. I think it's a better deal. But we'll talk about the Soul Power shortly as well too, okay? I might even cover that in a separate video just so you guys have a good idea of what it's about. So let's go to Gouken. Let's talk a little bit about the man. So what I talked about yesterday, I apologize guys. For some reason I read Trigger Skill. I have no idea why. So shout out to Elite Knight. I think that was his name. For identifying that he's not a trigger unit. I went back and looked. I'm like, what the hell was I smoking? Okay, but he has changed either way. He no longer has a C1 and C3. I think he had on the other one. He now has a C1 and a C2, which I don't know how I feel about. I hate the C2 slot being taken up. I'd rather have a C3 slot taken up, to be honest with you, because they're all damage dealing slots. But Gouken is pretty crazy. So let's talk about him. Super. Actually, no, before we do the super, let's do the garage. Okay, so Raging Kongoshin. Upon triggering Kongoshin, gain 2 Steel Thunder. The maximum shield will be obtained no matter. The maximum shield will be obtained no matter how many stacks of Thunder are activated. Steel Thunder are activated. So his shield is crazy good, by the way. We'll talk about it when we get there. So now can use the power of the Void to protect an allied fighter from fatal damage once per battle. When using Void power to protect an allied fighter, they also gain Steel Thunder. And we'll talk about all those features very soon. So very good cars. You'll see why shortly. He also does have Soul Power as well too, just so you guys are aware. And again, we'll go through all of this stuff in a separate video. I think it deserves some attention and why it's a good and a bad thing. Okay. Skills. Let's start off with the passive. So Kongoshin, upon receiving fatal damage, gain Kongoshin, recovering 20% of max HP and becoming invincible for 2 seconds. Also consume all of your Steel Thunder, gain a shield equal to 10% of your max HP, consumed in 1 times Void Power. The shield cannot be dispelled, can trigger once per battle, okay? So increases the recovery to 30% instead of 20. Upon gaining Steel Thunder, gain a shield equal to 5% of max HP for 10 seconds. So this is upon just gaining Steel Thunder, not the damage, okay? When an allied fighter receives fatal damage, protect that fighter with the power of the Void. Grant them invincibility for 2 seconds. Heal them for 20% of their max HP. Also consume all stacks of Steel Thunder on that fighter. Granted them a shield of 10% of the max HP per stack of Steel Thunder. And consume 1 Void power. A lot of words there. The shield cannot be dispelled. Can only trigger once per battle. Can still trigger if Gouken is defeated. But does not trigger in the tag position. They're putting in the text, folks. It's pretty damn smart. Finally, okay, so with Steel Thunder, what does it do? Reduces damage received by 3%, increases crit resist by 3%, when attacked, reduce damage taken by 3% of base attack. Lasts until the battle ends, can stack up to 10 times. So super good, tanky buff to keep you alive, and hence why you see the yellow shield. That's how you're going to identify it versus the blue shield, which is just usually defense stacks, right? And Void Power, you'll see here, it's the kanji here. Increases damage dealt by 5%, increases crit damage dealt by 5% when attacking, increases damage dealt by 5% on base attack, lasts until battle ends, stack up to 10 times. So it's pretty much Makoto, but someone who can actually survive and build those 10 stacks. That's what that is. So he is absolutely incredible as a unit for both tanking and pretty decent DPS. Now, he's not going to chart the DPS. He's not going to top the DPS charts, guys. It's just not going to happen. He's not built for that. He's built to give you guys utility, survivability, and is also giving you guys buffs, right? That's his whole goal. Gouken is here to protect. That's what he's all about in his lore, right? So let's go to the super. Shun Hadoken. Unleashing Hadouken dealing thunder damage equal to 630 of attack to a target with 100% base chance to shock, which is way higher than the translation last time. Gain Steel Thunder upon unleashing. Gain two Steel Thunder upon unleashing. Increase the skill rate by 50% if Void Power is active, okay? So target takes thunder damage equal to, so you know what shock is. Void Power we talked about, Steel Thunder we talked about. We all know this, okay? So pretty decent single target move with shock abilities and the ability to build Steel Thunder fairly quickly, okay? Hadouken. Unleash, so this is a C1. Unleash Hadouken dealing damage equal to 396 with a 40% base chance to shock. Each stack of Steel Thunder increases the skill's damage by 5%. So this can actually go up fairly high depending on how many of them you have. And here the Steel Thunder will raise it by 7%. If you have Void Power active, it does an extra 50% of damage. And then 70% of damage again if Void Power is activated. Okay, so very, very important to note that. And then lastly, Forbidden Shoryuken, which is a C2. Unleash Shoryuken dealing damage equal to 648. Gain 2 Steel Thunders. Upon unleashing, grant the teammate with the lowest HP percentage 1 Steel Thunder. Upon unleashing, grant all teammates Steel Thunder, and then the damage goes to 713. So Gouken is here to protect and serve, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Fighting Spirit, Tough Bamboo Hat, HP, attack, defense, damage reduction, all things a good tank needs. Also, want to point this out. Gouken at the moment, I put Zangief and Gouken together. Gouken is in front of Zangief. So note that he is considered a more tankier unit than Zangief because of his positioning. Not that he's better or anything, which he is, but just to note that he will go in the front, not on the back, okay? When HP falls below 70%, 40%, or 10% max HP for the first time, there's an 80% chance to gain 1 Steel Thunder, okay? Upon entering battle as the assisted fighter receives 2 Steel Thunder and 2% or 2 times of Void Power. When an allied fighter HP falls 70, 40, 10%, he also has a 40% chance to grant them Steel Thunder. Can still trigger if Gouken is defeated, but does not work if he's in the tag position. Again, good. I'm glad they're putting that wording in. Unleash Hadouken 3 times for every 4 times Steel Thunder gained, and when triggering Kongoshin, this is considered a trigger skill, so this is great. A little more damage here at this time 3 level, and he'll probably get this. He can get this just in 2 super, so you're going to see this happen pretty often. And then triggering Kongoshin no longer consumes Steel Thunder stacks, which is crazy, crazy good. So, Gouken. Overall, incredibly good unit, guys. One that will be used throughout PvP and PvE alike. Don't think he's going to be used during bosses because he's not really there to damage, but he will keep you alive. So am I going to summon for him? I'm going to go for a copy, just a test, just a copy, right? And then we'll probably stop there for now. I may do a little bit more depending how I feel and how lucky I am for that pull. But that's the initial review. So is Gouken great? Absolutely. He's an incredible character. Will be absolutely used in every PvP match, I would imagine, and also every PvE content-related lineup. But I don't know about bosses. Bosses, I don't think he's going to be used very often because he's really not there to do damage. He is technically there to keep you alive, though. So you may see some people use him for extra couple combos here and there, which could be very useful, actually. So don't consider him a damage dealer. If you use him for bosses, he's there kind of like Virgil's EX move. He's going to keep you alive so you can continue doing damage with your damage dealer. So I take that back. He will 100% be used for bosses as well. So there you guys have it. That's the initial review. Gouken, absolutely incredible unit. You guys know, though, this is what's happening now. Every limited unit coming out is getting better and better and better. So you know the next one coming out most likely will be probably even better than Gouken. All right, guys. Anyways, this is Payne. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.